Alright, this is John Colo with DiscountJuicers.com, and today we're here with the Omega VERT juicer, or VRT model 330. It is my current favorite juicer right now, and most people are aware that it does juice, and it juices very well from fruits and vegetables and leafy greens and even wheatgrass. Does an amazing job. But what you might not be familiar with is that it does have a couple other features. So for example, the Hurum juicer, which is made in the same factory as the Omega VERT, and you can check my other videos regarding the Hurum. I definitely recommend the Omega VERT over the Hurum. But there's a Hurum video that shows making soy milk. So we have some. So I'm going to show you how to make soy milk in the Omega VERT juicer. So we have some soybeans here, and also we're going to show you how to make almond milk, and my favorite, the coconut milk. So first, we're going to go ahead and make coconut milk. Now it's really easy. Most people think of coconut milk is when you open the coconut and you pour out the liquid. They think that's the milk. No, that's not the milk. So let's say I'm going to use, I have a special coconut opening tool here I'm going to open the coconut with. I just pop it through the eyes. And most people, think that the milk, as I said, what is the water inside. And you just heard that little pop, and you want to hear that pop whenever you open a coconut. That means it's probably a good coconut. It's like, when you open up a can of coffee and it has that kind of seal. So we just basically pop two of the eyes out. If you notice on here, there's two eyes and a mouth. So this is the mouth, and the eyes always have the eyelids. So I always pop out the mouth, that's the easiest. And then one of the eyelids I go for. So once you have two holes in there, then you'll be able to easily pour out the coconut water. And you want the coconut water to be completely clear. You don't want it to be cloudy or milky or anything. If it's cloudy or milky, then it's not good. If you see things floating around in there, then it's not good. This coconut water looks very good. And now we just have the water. But when they make coconut milk in basically the Pacific Islands, like Fiji and other places, they literally take the coconut meat and basically squeeze it out. What we're going to do is we're actually going to blend up the meat with this water, and then we're going to run it through the Omega VERT juicer. So to open up the coconut, I just take a standard chef's knife, and I don't take the blade in, I take the back side. You want to tap, 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 while you're turning it. Tap, and you know what? It's going to just about got it right there. Just about open up for you, right in half. You want to inspect the coconut, and usually around the edges you want to make sure there's no black mold stuff growing, and this does look like a good coconut. I'm a gadget guy, so I love my gadgets. Here's a special tool I got. It's just specifically made for getting the meat out of the coconut. So you literally just shove it in between the coconut husk and the meat, and it does take some strength here. You push it back in there, and you kind of turn it. Put it in there and turn, and it'll pop up the coconut meat in pieces. So we're going to take these pieces and put it into our blender there. So I'm going to pop out all these pieces. Yeah, usually people use knives and things, and I think that's really dangerous to get the meat out. So definitely a tool like this. But if you don't have a tool like this, what I would do is I would take a knife and basically cut lines in it, and then basically pry it out. Another way you could do it actually is you want to take like a plastic bag and put the whole coconut in a plastic bag, and then whack it while it's in a bag, maybe even double bagged against the concrete or the sidewalk, and then the coconut will just basically crack up into pieces. So as you can see, we got this out in chunks. Now if you do get a little bit of this brown in there, that's totally fine. You just don't want any hard shell pieces in there. So we're going to go ahead and put the rest of that in there. And as you can see now, we have a nice coconut bowl here. Now we're going to do the other side. And if I can do this right, I might be able to get this out in one whole piece. Oh, I broke the shell. All right, yeah, let's take a look at that. One whole piece of coconut. So yeah, we're gonna basically tear this up into little pieces here. Coconuts are really good for you. They're high in lauric acid, which is a medium chain fatty acid. It's shown to have antiviral and antifungal properties. There's a big thing about coconut oil and taking coconut oil as a supplement or using coconut oil. I definitely think using coconut oil as a cooking oil is a lot better than maybe something like olive oil. It has a higher flash point. But it's best to get your coconut oil in its whole and natural form. In here, there's coconut oil and the fiber and all kinds of other nutrients in its complete whole food state, and that's what we want to be eating. We want to be eating whole foods. So we have this now, and let's go ahead and blend this up really fast. All right, so we just got done basically blending up the coconut water from the old mature coconut and the coconut meat, and you could kind of see the texture we're kind of going for. You need to do this in the blender to kind of break it all up before putting it in the juicer for best results. So let's go ahead and turn on this juicer, and literally we're just going to take and spoon out this mixture in the juicer a little bit at a time. You don't want to overload the juicer. You want to, basically let it do its own thing. And you're going to see the pulp come out, and check out that pulp come out. But look at the other side. That is completely white coconut milk. Now, this is the best milk that you could make, in my opinion. It's the easiest because literally all you need to do is open up that coconut, take out the water and the meat, blend it up a little bit, and then put it right through the machine. And look at that. I mean, that's some nice, rich coconut milk. Now, we're going to see in a second, you can see we have some almonds and the soybeans over there, and we're going to make the soy milk and the almond milk. And now the thing with the soy milk is that, we had to start that process basically last night. You want to soak your almonds or your soybeans overnight before you actually use them in the Omega VERT juicer. So we soaked those overnight, and then what happened was we poured off the soap water. You don't want to use that soap water. It has enzyme inhibitors, which was not too good for you to eat. Then we basically poured off the soap water, then added water, purified water or filtered water to the mixture. So in the ratio of basically 1 cup of nuts, of unsoaked nuts, to 3 cups of water. And that's the ratio. You'll see that in 1 second. The other thing is, this coconut milk is 100% raw, no heat involved. And when you do make the soy milk now, you're going to have to actually cook the soy milk that comes out, because there are still the enzyme inhibitors and trypsin inhibitors that we need to cook. Otherwise, we can't digest it. And that's another reason why I don't necessarily recommend making the soy milk. It's so much more difficult, actually, than the coconut milk. And the coconut milk tastes so much richer. A lot of those, since this is all 100% coconut coming out, it's just so much thicker and richer than the soy milk or the almond milk, which I think is kind of, basically watered down. So we're feeding the rest of the coconuts in there. And now this pulp, man, this pulp is like sawdust. It's like really, really dry. And check out this milk. It's nice and creamy. So 1 whole brown coconut yielded us 2 cups of coconut milk. So let me go ahead and taste that. That's nice and rich coconut milk. Alright, so you just saw how easy it is to make coconut milk with the Omega VERT juicer. It's really easy, really fun. So, this is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.